What is up again, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's Trey with Trey Reacts. About to do another political video. This one, I don't know if I'm going to put on both of my channels, if I'm going to put it on Trey Reacts, or if I'm going to put it on my other channel, Truth Over Lies, because that's my political channel. And you know, I try not to bring cut my finger, political reviews on my channel. But at the same time, I'm like, it's my channel. I'm going to just be who I am. And if people respect me, if they appreciate what I'm saying, great. If they hate me, then they don't have to like my channel. So I might upload this to both. I'm not sure. But anyway, today we have chaos erupts over the Trump resignation. I haven't seen this yet. This is going to be not too long of a video, about a 10-minute video. And this right here, I have not watched this video, by the way. This is James Carville, the one that said, coined the phrase, "It's the economy, stupid." And he's a Democrat. But with the Democratic socialists like Mayor Mamdani, Al Sayed in Michigan, so on and so forth, he is not on board with the DSA. He says, "I'm leaving the party. If Hassan Piker is a part of this party, I'm out." Anyway, I can go on and on about that, but bye. Anyway, I think today, from what I see, I promise you, I've only watched about 4 seconds of this video. And I could already tell from the backlash that he got. Remember, he does not like Trump, but he dislikes DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, progressives, just as much as he doesn't like Donald Trump. Enough to leave the party, mind you. So I think he's trying to save face here with his outburst, which I saw in the first 4 seconds. But let's see it. Let's check it out. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe. If not now, do it later in the video. All that's up to you. It's free to do. Just support my channel. And make sure to leave comments below. I love to hear what everybody has to say.
I got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate the motherfucker. And you know what? I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I want to hate him more.
Have you guys seen this clip of Donald Trump with one of his most radical advisors, Stephen Miller, in the Oval Office? Donald Trump refuses to endorse J.D. Vance heading into 2028. Then only moments later, he hints that he may be around for a lot longer than people think in office. He says maybe 2.5 years, but as he's previously mentioned, they are looking into ways for Trump to run for a third term. Now, Steve Bannon is the person who originated this idea. I think he did it in order to flood the zone, have so much BS that they're throwing at us at all times that it's hard to take in every single story of corruption, abuse of power, screwing over our allies.
He said it, Adam Mockler said it perfectly right, and Steve Bannon even admitted to it. What they do is flood the zone with so much bullshit that things are being forgotten. Oh, Epstein files, attack Iran, attack Venezuela, this, that, this. It's so bad. ICE, Greenland, Cuba, rename this, rename that, rename the Gulf of Mexico. If you're out there and you agree with like Adam Mockler and you agree with me, leave it in the comments. I want to hear you talk about how fed up you are with this bullshit. Because they're flooding the zone every single day, minute by minute, hour after hour. And I mean this literally. I'm not making this up. Every hour on the hour, there's something else regarding this corrupt, disgusting administration. So yeah, here's a place for you to just let loose. Let's talk amongst each other.
And American citizens. So at first, the third term thing was sort of a distraction, but now Trump and his legal team seem to be genuinely looking into novel ways to do this, and I want to break this entire interaction down. Before we jump in, I want to play this clip of James Carville, former Democratic strategist, still a Democratic strategist, but he worked for Bill Clinton, breaking down how he thinks Trump is probably going to resign at the very end of his term so J.D. Vance can pardon him.
He's too old. He's too fat. He's too stupid. He can't do this. And he's not so stupid that he won't recognize that this is outside of his skill set.
Well, a lot of things that he does are outside of his skill set, but it doesn't stop him. But you're saying that he will recognize that his power is essentially done, that he's a lame duck,
Yes.
and he will quit. So then, James, what happens when he quits? So he goes back to Mar-a-Lago. He says, can you just talk us through the scenario of how you think this happens?
Easy. So he calls in J.D. Vance.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, J.D.,
Another thing is like James Carville. You pissed me off recently with your, never being part of the Democrats with Hassan Piker, blah, blah, blah. But, dude, can you at least, okay, you pissed me off, so I'm going to be picking on you a little bit. Can you at least get out of bed to do an interview? I'm sure you're getting paid like $2,500 to do this interview, and you won't even get out of bed?
decided to
Just saying.
go resign. I'm going to go back. You're going to be the president. But your first act that I have right here, as soon as you sworn in, you're going to sign a pardon pardoning me for everything imaginable. Because he can't take the risk. There is some doubt as to the legality of a self-pardon. There's some doubt. He has to eradicate that doubt. There is no doubt that Vance would have the power as president to pardon him.
I want to remind you guys, whether or not you believe this is going to happen right here, the corruption of the Trump administration is staggering and very real. We have a 10-page document that we've cooked up at Mockler Media, and it basically says, the second Trump administration has operated as an unprecedented engine of self-dealing, pay-to-play access, and political retribution. We have a comprehensive accounting of the corruption defining the current term, organized by category, including crypto and personal enrichment, the meme crypto dinners, the meme coins, the pardon economy that Trump has created. I'll link this in the description below if you want to check it out, but James Carville has a very interesting theory right there. Here's Donald Trump sitting next to Stephen Miller, talking about, in particular, J.D. Vance in 2028.
Mr. President, there is a report that you told donors that they need to get J.D. Vance elected in 2028. Is that your official endorsement?
No. I heard about it a little while ago. I think he's great, but we're way too early to even be thinking about that.
Oh, this guy is terrified. The reason why he told them they need to get J.D. Vance elected in 2028 is because he knows what happens if that doesn't happen. So over the next 2 years, after Democrats take power this November, if we all get out there and vote in your respective states, counties, please go vote blue in November. After that happens, we will see an increased amount of oversight committees, accountability, questions from members of the Trump admin, questioning members of the Trump admin every single day on actions that were taken throughout the first 2 years. But once Democrats really get back into power, that is when the entire rewiring of the political system happens to make sure everything Trump does, everything Trump did, was wiped away, and nobody can abuse power like this again. The reason why he doesn't want somebody like, I don't even know, who are the top frontrunners right now? Gavin Newsom, an AOC, a Pete Buttigieg. I believe the markets also have Kamala Harris up there. Whoever it is, whoever it ends up being, they are going to rewire the system in such a way that doesn't allow Donald Trump to do this. Right here, Stephen Miller jumps in and says, the president is using his authority as commander-in-chief.
The president is using his authority as commander-in-chief.
This right here, I can go on my list of every single person in the Trump administration, from RFK, Janine Pirro, Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Stephen Miller. These are the most disgusting people I've ever seen in my 41 years of life. I've never seen such blatant racism, corruption, everything. And this one right here, yeah, that one, Stephen Miller, is literally a modern day Nazi as the advisor. I think he's like the number one advisor to the president, playing him like a fiddle. Like, look, he has a little smirk on his face because he knows he's gonna outlive this thing right here. And he's trying to cement like a Nazi style America right now while he has the power to do so. And they all know they're getting pardoned. So they don't care. They're so cocky. They're making money. They got pardons. They got a get out of jail free card for no matter what they do in the next 4 years. They're good.
To sign first an executive order using the new ruling the Supreme Court issued to expand the definitions of people who are ineligible for birthright citizenship. That includes, for example, alien enemies of the United States, members of foreign terrorist organizations, and large categories of people who lobby and act on behalf of foreign governments. And so with taking this action, it ensures that large numbers of people who wrongly would be getting birthright citizenship will no longer be eligible for those benefits.
They're about to get humiliated on the national stage once again.
He just pretty much said, we'll pick and choose who the Constitution works for. He's like, if you're somebody we disagree with, if we call you a Antifa terrorist or a communist or something like this, you are no longer protected by the Constitution. You know how dangerous that is? You know how disgusting that is? That is fascism 101 right there.
This same duo, Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, and their lawyers, already tried to challenge birthright citizenship up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said this is constitutionally protected. It is fundamental to what America is. And Stephen Miller hates America. That's the reality. Stephen Miller hates that he doesn't have one-party rule in America. Stephen Miller hates that America is a diverse country that has birthright citizenship. Stephen Miller hates the Constitution, hates everything about America. Please keep that in mind when we're going into 2026 and 2028.
He is the perfect MAGA mascot. And once again, let me say, please leave in the comments below how you feel. Do not hold back. Do not bite your tongue. Say exactly what you want to say. If it's about me and you disagree, say it. But if it's about all these what we're going through right now, make sure you speak up in the comments below, and because you need to be heard. Straight up, we need to be heard.
These people want to tear America down to its most regressive point when we just want progress in healthcare. I want progress in housing and very simple affordability problems. Here's Donald Trump flirting with the idea of a third term just openly. And if you don't think Stephen Miller will go for this, then...
Incredible company, but we're doing some unbelievable business. Chips will have a big percentage of the chip business by the time I leave office, which could be a long time. Who knows? But it could also be fairly quick. They say 2.5 years. We're going to find out. But I just want an incredible company.
That's really interesting. He says, by the time I leave office, which who knows? It could be quick or it could be a long time.
We'll have a big percentage of the chip business by the time I leave office.
100% unconstitutional. And then, you know, this stems from everything. Like, you can't just... There's a freedom of religion in America. And they say if you're not white and Christian that you're a terrorist and you're a communist and you're a socialist and you're a Marxist. This is exactly, by definition, anti-American. They say you cannot assimilate. People are not assimilating. America is made up of countries from all around the world, including European people. You came here. It's so hard for me to get through every day because I can't believe that we live with this in our country. I'm embarrassed. You see Adam Mockler is like, I have the same look all the time.
Which could be a long time. Who knows? But it could also be fairly quick.
Says it could be a long time.
Yeah,
it's interesting because just moments before this, they were trying to push a weird, untested, quirky legal theory about how birthright citizenship can be challenged. It seems like they're trying to do the same thing with the 2028 election. Here's Donald Trump being asked about affordability.
And Mr. President, Republicans are arguing a lot right now about affordability. What is your message on affordability going into the midterms?
Well, that's a good question, but it's sort of simple to answer. I inherited the highest prices ever. I inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. And we have done an amazing job.
You don't know the actual facts of this? Inflation did spike under Biden's administration.
Thanks
but
to
then
him.
It went down to 2.9%. When Trump took office, he spiked it again, back to 3.5, 3.6% due to his tariffs. Yes, prices were already high and embedded within grocery stores and food. Prices were unaffordable, but Trump made them extremely unaffordable by starting a war with Iran, by squeezing the average American taxpayer via tariffs, and taking away Medicare. It's just the facts. You can look up any of that. It is the absolute fact. Now, the Republican Party is struggling heading into the midterms, especially as more and more Ohio Republicans are calling for Representative Max Miller to drop out following deeply serious, incredible domestic violence allegations from his ex-wife, from his ex-father-in-law. His 2-year-old daughter's clavicle bone was broken. He threw boiling hot water on his ex-wife, according to the very credible allegations. It is despicable. And honestly, I do hate these Republicans who cover this shit up. Not every single Republican voter, because there's like 70, 80 million in America. That would be too much of a generalization. A lot of people genuinely did get swept up. But the politicians who cover up for people like Epstein, Max Miller, Matt Gaetz, Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, all of these people, Donald Trump himself,
Epstein.
I despise them. This reminds me of this clip from
And you know, excuse me. And you know, if it's Graham Plattner or Eric Swalwell of California, as soon as these allegations come out, we Democrats say, you gotta go. Drop out. Not only did Eric Swalwell drop out of the governor's race, he resigned from the Senate. And the entire time you're watching CNN, I don't watch Fox. I used to like watch both just to see, but it's so infuriating. But I can only imagine. They're sitting there saying, "How dare you Democrats vote for somebody who had a Nazi tattoo and covered it up because he didn't know what it was?" And then something else came up. "How dare you? We know that you're telling them to resign immediately, but how dare you? How dare you have ever supported somebody like this?" And these people support not allegations, a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist. You see what I'm saying? For sexual assault, impeached for insurrection. You see what I'm saying? It list goes on and on. These people have no room to talk. And then you got people like, what's his name? Max Miller? I think that's his name. And he's like, I won't resign. And nobody's, just a handful of people, like you could count them on one hand, maybe 2 or 3 people calling for him to resign. And he said no. But the thing is, when they asked him, why do you think you can win? He said, because Trump did. When everybody came after Trump, he still won. Yeah, and Trump is guilty as well. So these people are sick, man. These people are
James
sick.
Carville. Let's watch him one more time, talking about how he does have TDS. Oh, and by the way, if you have kids nearby, maybe turn the volume down. There's a lot of cussing in this one, I swear.
Look, you fat fuck Trump, if you listen to this, you listen good, because what I'm getting ready to say is what a lot of people in this country speak for, who I speak for. And I speak for a lot of fucking people. You hear me, you fat asshole? This is what we believe. You're right. I got Trump derangement syndrome. I hate the motherfucker. And you know what? I don't want to get rid of it. I don't want to get better. I want to get worse. I want to hate him more. I pray to God in heaven, God reign the righteous reign of Trump derangement syndrome. Pray for me, Lord. I'm your vessel on this earth. Pray for the people that listen to this. We want more. We want to hate the son of a bitch so much that we can't see straight.
That's a pretty good bit. I really, really like that, and I'm going to leave this video there. If you appreciate these videos and you want more coverage on the Adam Mockler feed, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed below. I love you all, and peace out.
Well, there you have it. That's why I said, I've been mad at James Carville for the things he's been saying about like Abdul Sayed, but it seems like he's trying to save face by coming out with a post saying, "Do not forget how much I hate Trump." But he just said because of this guy, yes, Abdul El Sayed. If he gets elected, James Carville said he will not be a part of the Democratic Party. He will not be in the same room with these people. So I take what he just said with a grain of salt. Like, okay, you hate a Muslim Democratic Socialist more than you hate Trump, so much so that you'll leave the Democratic Party, but you hate Trump? Like, I'm sorry, you lost all credibility with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? This isn't 1989 or 1991. Kick rocks. It's a new movement. So yeah, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, show some love, and until the next video, peace.